you want to start our opening segment?
You know, anytime we shoot the ball like we did early, I mean, we're a pretty good basketball team, and you hold their best scorer, or their best player, one of their best players, to what looks like 1 point. You know, that's a big plus there. So you got to give. I think Blair was one guarding her, held her to 1 point, and then you go back on the other end, and what do we have? 25, 15, 15, 20. You know, I'll take that the rest of the year. That might win the conference if we can do that the rest of the year. But anytime you get a win over Western, it's big.
Well, Coach, first of all, talk about, I mean, you set so many season bests today. I mean, season low in turnovers. I think you had a season high in assists. And you just mentioned the scoring. I mean, when you put it all together like that, how dangerous can this team be?
Well, I think, Cecil, the big thing, all of that kind of spins off of how we shoot the ball. AC came out shooting the ball. Savannah came out shooting the ball. They had to come out and put a hand on those shooters. And when it did, it isolated our other kids where they could go one-on-one, and in some cases they could draw in the double team, and we could kick out, and again we got the three. I thought the execution early of our offenses were good. Thought we shot the ball good. We shared the ball pretty good. What do we do rebounding? 42-28. So there's not really many areas that we could complain about. The last quarter went 17-16. So, and then they outscored us the third quarter, 19-18. So, the second half they kind of played even.
Can you identify what's the difference on those nights where you do shoot the ball particularly better? Like AC, for instance, she just has her nights where she drops 20 plus, and then other nights not so much.
I wish somebody could figure that out. If we'd be millionaires, you know. My wife don't get up and feel good every day either. I could apply that to that, okay? You know, that would make my life a lot easier if we could figure that out. I've coached girls now for our young ladies for 50 years. And, you know, some nights they have great nights. Some nights, you know, their boyfriend didn't call them that day or something. Who knows what goes on. Yeah.
How integral is Blair to that recipe, though? You talked about how she draws all those defenses in on a nightly basis. Even when she's not scoring, she just has this, I guess, mental veteranship that she knows that she doesn't have the open shot, she's finding the open shooter.
She's a bad baby. That's what she is. That girl can play. Macy Pfeiffer can play. Kirsten can play. I can just come right down the line. Savannah Davis, you know. And then AC, you know, she's come in now and she's kind of developed that attitude. You know, where she was at, it was shoot, 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 shoot. And, you know, after the game was over, if we lost, we went on and had them wherever, got with our buddies, and it's okay. She found out real quick, we don't mind just shooting, but we better win. Because it ain't okay when we walk out of here and we're not winning, you know. And I think that's kind of changed her now. She said, you know, where I was at before, it didn't matter. It matters here. It matters here. It matters here with all of our sports. We want to be competitive in every sport that we got. And I think that comes down not only from our president, through our AD, through all of our coaches.
We've seen this team really just transform, especially over the past couple of months. But what have you seen and how this team has just grown and really just been so much more confident on the court?
I'm going to answer that for you at the end of next week, because I think next week is a pivotal week for us. We go play Missouri State, and then we got to fly. There's a lot of mountains we got to climb there to Miami. And so let's see how we handle all that. I mean, we're not going to have to do that anywhere the rest of the year. We got to go to Liberty and then to Delaware, but that's kind of let's see how we handle that. Those flights, those getting up earlys, and then going from, you know, how far is it from Missouri State to Florida International? Good gracious, I'd hate to even guess, but that's a mountain these kids have got to climb, and they're freshmen. Let's see how they handle that, and if we can handle that, and we can get a couple of wins, then I'll come back in and sit down with you and we'll talk about, you know, where this team can go.
Coach, you look at the scores, look at your success rate. When AC has a good game, y'all have a good game. I know there's, you know, Blair has big games, Pfeiffer has big games, but when Elena is on, y'all win. How important is that piece to this puzzle right now?
Well, it's just you know, just big. I mean, everything that we do, we shoot the ball well. Cecil, it opens up everything else. It even makes you feel good on the defensive end. You're getting up the line. You're getting deflections. You're rebounding the ball. 42 rebounds. What do we have defensively? How many rebounds do we have defensively? I don't. You see that, Jake? I think how many do we end up having? 26.
26.
You know, that's really more than what we've been getting as a team, you know, overall. So it just opens up so many things there when we shoot the ball well. We brought AC in to shoot. I mean, we didn't bring her in to play defense. We didn't bring her in to rebound. We brought her in to shoot. And we've had to kind of take her through the process because she's passed up so many shots early. Well, Macy Pfeiffer today, we were a little bit upset because she didn't shoot. When we finally convinced Macy to shoot, what she hit 3 threes in a row? I mean, the girl could be one of the most talented players in America. And the only thing holding her back is she's holding herself back.
I know you kind of touched on Blair a little bit, but can you kind of expand on how she's kind of, I guess, her impact this season? And then, has anything really kind of surprised you with what she's done?
Well, down in Wayne County, they guarded her with 4. And so I'm a really smart coach. I want you to know that. You know, I'm in all kinds of Hall of Fames and things, and here's what I told her. For once in your life, one's going to be guarding you. You've been beaten 4. You've been Miss Basketball twice, beaten 4. Now you got 1 to guard you. Don't look at me and tell me you can't beat 1. You can. And that is what I told her. Right from, nothing else. She's just a winner. She comes from a high school program that has won. She's got a good high school coach. And if you look at all of our young ladies coming in here, they come from those type programs. That's what Matt and Nina and Kim and Tom, when they come back in, we're not going to recruit somebody that's a problem child. She's not. Great student athlete and came from a very, very successful program. So it made life for me easy. Did that answer you?
Perfect.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
No, thank y'all. Appreciate you being here. The girls coming in.
Macy, that was your introduction to the 100 Miles of Hate. Tell me a little bit about the emotions of this game. Obviously, a lot of young faces dealing with this rivalry. How do you think you guys collectively handle the emotional side of this game?
Yeah, I think we just didn't need to take things personally. We needed to just keep playing the game. It's obviously going to be a little chippy out there. It's a rivalry. You could see that at the end. And I knew, like, us freshmen, we wanted to make sure that we stood our ground and, we didn't let them push us around and things like that. And so we just came in focused, not really worried about that, but just focused on playing our game.
How many times were you asked to shoot in the game?
Yeah, that was a lot. But we started shooting there at the end, so I'm in good graces.
Well, what kind of comes over? I know you're young, and maybe that's some part of it, but when you're hesitant, because obviously the game plan is get it down low to Blair, let her dish it out. What goes through your mind in those moments where you're open, but you want to find the other open shooter?
Yeah, I like to pass a lot, and sometimes I do pass up shots, and the coaches get onto me. But I know that if I want to be successful, I have to get Blair and my other teammates involved because they get us going. And so sometimes I need to look for my own shot, but I know where I have to get the ball to at the end of the day, and that's what I'm going to do.
AC, you have a season high 6 assists tonight. Do you feel like this is kind of not just you collectively? The team had tied a season high in assists. Is this kind of the most unselfish you've seen this team play this year?
I think we've been unselfish throughout the year. I think it just helps when we hit shots.
And Coach kind of pinpointed that about you. When you're hitting the shots, the team just kind of goes. I mean, how do you kind of carry that weight for this team?
To be quite honest, I just don't really think about it. I just like to center myself and play my game.
Blair, Western's not really known for their rebounding, and I've lost the count of how many you had, and I think it was 17 tonight. Talk about that defensive focus on that end to obviously win the rebounding battle and get yourself another double-double.
Yeah, that was definitely something I had written down on my scouting report is I need to rebound, I need to box out and go get the ball. As I've said before, I love rebounding, so that's just something I wanted to do, and 17, yeah, that was good.
AC, this team was built for the long haul. I mean, obviously a lot of freshmen on this team. You're the veteran. Do you see this team finally kind of clicking as a unit? Because, it doesn't happen on day one.
Absolutely. I think because of how new we all are, we would have a lot of ups and downs, but I think it feels good when we get rolling like this.
I guess we'll go down the line on this one too, starting with Blair. Coach touched on really questioning this team's value after next week because you have this road trip to Missouri State, who's obviously top of the conference. FIU is kind of that middle ground, but they obviously have scary players. But the big thing is the travel. Do you think this team is mentally ready for that?
Absolutely. I think we're ready for anything, honestly. I think we've proven that we can play on the road. We take our defense on the road, and that's what's going to win us games. So I think we're mentally and physically prepared for that.
And Macy, kind of the same question to you. You guarded their best scorer tonight, and you and Blair both kind of switched on her, but she scored 1.3 rebounds tonight. Talk about that defensive intensity, talk about it traveling. How important is that next week?
Yeah, it's obviously very important. I think our coaches have done a great job preparing us for this upcoming road games. But yeah, just defense travels, and we know that if we want to win, we're going to have to play good defense. And Blair really locked in on defense tonight, and we were just there to help her out, and it paid off.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you.